I remember when I first got into real estate, a coach said to me that a closing is just a natural conclusion to a good appointment. And so for us, when we're confirming terms, this is our way of just concluding the appointment. And so the first thing is there's no new information. If you haven't talked about it up until this point, you are not allowed to talk about it. Don't talk about your partner's walking through the house. Don't talk about the escrow process. Don't talk about the financing or the hard money. We've had people in our program lose a deal potentially because they're talking about scorched earth policy, which we'll talk about in a second. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about maybe buying a house. We actually had a situation on our team where they met with the homeowner and the homeowner was ready to go. We had a verbal and everything. And then we sent our agent over there to get them qualified to buy a house. And the homeowner said, oh my goodness, is that hard buying a house? I'd rather just stay here. What did we do? We inserted new information to screw ourselves from buying a home. So if you haven't talked about it now, don't talk about it here. No new information is allowed. So what's the first thing that we do then? We want to reestablish, remind them the rules we talked about in the very beginning. Hey, remember in the very beginning, we said that if the price we offered you didn't work or you weren't quite convinced we were your guy, you were just gonna tell us no. Remember that? They'll say, yeah, I remember that. And if it was a yes, we're gonna put everything in writing. Are we still on the same page? They'll say, yeah, we're still on the same page. And it's really important you do this because your appointment might have started 30 minutes ago. It might have started 3 hours ago. They may not remember at all what they agreed to in the very beginning, right? So we want to reestablish the rules we agreed upon in the very first 5 to 15 minutes of the appointment. And then we're gonna go over the pain. As I understand it, frustrated about this, anxious about that, exhausted about that. Yeah, great. And you were looking for an offer between $130,000 and $150,000. And they always make a joke like, well, if it's $150,000, it's like, yeah, I get that, right? But you're looking for an offer between $130,000 and $150,000. They'll say, yes, great. And you're looking to have this done in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Yes. And there's nobody that can veto this. Correct. So what have we done? We've confirmed price, decision makers, and time frame. We're all on the same page as to an offer they're willing to accept. And so the next thing we want to do is the inoffensive close. And how does the inoffensive close sound? Given the questions and answers that we've shared so far today, do you feel like I understand what's going on in your world? They'll say yes, hopefully. And do you believe that we can help you? Yes. Well, I got an uncomfortable question. What's that? Do you want my help? And they'll say, yeah, I do. What would you like me to do now? And they'll say, well, in the beginning you said that we're gonna put everything in writing, only if you're comfortable. Or they might say, I don't know what to do now. Say, well, normally at this point, homeowners ask us to put everything in writing. It's like, oh yeah, that's what I want. Only if you're comfortable. Now, there are a couple of key words we use here. Do you feel like I understand, right? Feel. We want them to agree that they feel a certain way, right? And they believe that we can help you. And the reason why I say believe is because people will meet with you based off of hope, but they'll only work with you based off of belief. So we say believe for a very specific reason. And there are a couple of really important points here. You never heard me ask for the sale. We always ask them, what do they want? What would happen next? What would you like me to do? Versus, are you ready to sign? Will you sign today? And the reason why is one is totally neutral or maybe even taking it away, and the other is pressing forward. And the old rule, pursued prospects run away. We don't want to be the one pursuing. We want to take it away or be neutral and have them to move forward versus us demanding them to move forward. And then we got the objection annihilator. Let's just assume you did everything perfectly right. 10 out of 10. You established the rules, you crushed it. You talk about time frame, decision makers, and money, and pain, and you rocked it. And you get to the very end, and they told you, well, I still need to think about it. First thing we do is we're kind of confused. I don't understand. You promised me you weren't going to think about it, and now you're telling me you got to think about it. Did I do something wrong? And they're like, no, you didn't do anything wrong. Okay, well, is it the process you need to think about? And they say, no, it's not the process. Oh, I got it, it's the price. You got to think about the price. And I say, no, it's not the price. Oh, I get it. It's me. You're not comfortable with me. And at this point, if you've done any kind of a good job, they'll jump out of their seat and tell you exactly what's going on. And you might find out that maybe they met with somebody else that they promised they wouldn't sign anything until they met with them again. right? Maybe they're shopping their offer or shopping your offer versus their offer or whatever. Whatever games they were playing, or maybe it was the price and they're playing hardball, whatever the truth is, it'll come out now. And if you're paying attention, we've done two things here. We played sad puppy and assumptive statement. And it's that combination that gets them to jump out and tell us what it is we're missing. And any black swans that have been waiting this whole time will come out here.